Welcome to today's Meverse episode, and I am excited to introduce today's guest, CA Rajan Bhatia. With over 25 years of experience, Rajan has guided companies in fundraising, mergers, and acquisitions, and taking the big leap of going public through IPOs. He is also the author of the best-selling book, Startup Idea to IPO. Rajan's works has inspired countless entrepreneurs and startups to dream bigger and prepare smarter. Let's welcome him and dive into his journey and insights on India's IPO landscape. Rajan, it's a pleasure to have you with us today. Can you tell us about your story? How did you go from being a chartered accountant to being an IPO expert?
Sure, Meenal, first of all, thank you very much for having this conversation. So, I completed my CA way back in 1999, and post that I have been working in various corporates. And after working in the corporate world for 15 years, मुझे entrepreneurship bug ने काट लिया. I was bitten by entrepreneurship bug, and I wanted to do something unconventional in the field of consulting, advising, rather than a traditional CA practice. And at that time, private equity world was opening up. Startup world was opening up. The IPOs for small and mid-sized companies and startups was getting started. So I felt that I am good at public speaking and giving presentations through my background in Toastmasters International. So I picked that topic and I made that topic as my specialization. So after that, there has been no looking back. I have done 2000 plus seminars and webinars on startups, IPOs, fundraising, private equity, and about million people have heard me speak. So there has been no looking back. I am enjoying my journey.
That is fantastic. Every career has a turning point that shapes the path ahead. What was the turning point when you realized that helping a companies with IPO is what you really wanted to do?
I wanted to add value through whatever knowledge I have gained through my experience, and obviously IPO for companies is it's add a lot of values to the companies. They are able to raise funds without going to the bank, without interest cost. They are able to multiply the wealth and valuation of the company. They get a lot of branding, they get a lot of publicity, national as well as international credibility. So I thought that if I can motivate companies, train companies, advise companies in this direction and educate them that this route is also available, so that will be a great value addition for the companies. And अगर मैं companies को, clients को value addition कर रहा हूँ, so ultimately it is adding value to my profile. So that's how I started out.
तो वो पहली कंपनी कौन सी थी जिसे आपने गाइडेंस दिया था फॉर द IPO?
नाम तो बताना अभी, क्योंकि when I was training, I was doing seminars twice a month. Okay. And there were around 100 people in every seminar. So there were multiple companies with multiple names, but the first IPO in the SME space which I enabled, which became a listed company after having worked for 1 year with that company, was Touchwood Entertainment Limited. Okay. It's a Delhi-based company. They are, they became one of the first company in India which was in the event management, in the destination weddings. Okay. In corporate events, in political events, to become a listed company. And that time, that was a very small company. So, and that company got a very good response once they got listed. Their shares got multiplied, their valuation got multiplied many times over. Even promoters did not think that it is going to happen so much of success, with them. So that's how I started. Yeah, that was one of the first company. Yeah.
Along the way, you didn't just practice, you also wrote a book.
Yeah.
Startup Idea to IPO.
Yes.
What does it take to create a unicorn company?
Correct.
What made you write this book?
Yeah, of course, writing a book, I think, has lot of advantages, and I would like you to also write a book soon, and because it actually puts you definitely, you are able to spread your message to thousands and lakhs and millions of people through your book, right? So giving speeches, presentations was one thing, but having a book enabled me to reach to a lot of people.
Right.
And also when people can read your book, they get the message, and there was no book on this subject. I
Right.
searched a lot on internet, on Amazon, but there was it's a surprising fact that we have millions of books on self-help, on motivation, on personality, on public speaking, but there was no book on SME IPO, on startup IPOs, and this was such a important topic. So I just wrote a book on that and became a Amazon #1 bestseller. So even today, every month, I send a lot of books to Amazon warehouse, and this gets sold. So this book has enabled me to reach to places, lot of people, and I have also got a lot of clients through my book, because they read the book and then they reach out to me for supporting them. So I think book is a wonderful way which actually helps you to come across as a good authority also on the subject.
So what is the biggest challenge companies face while they are preparing for the IPOs in India?
Yeah, I would not call it a challenge, I would call it rather preparation. So if you are going for IPO, the earlier you start preparing towards it, the better it is, in terms of how investors are going to perceive you, how you are going to value your company. So I have written in my book also that companies should start preparing as early as possible if you have even the slightest of idea or plan of going towards this direction. Because if you start late, then there will be challenges, like having a really good quality standards of accounting, good quality standards of people in the company, training people. It's not just about numbers, it's also about people. How the policies are going to change, how you have to act like a public listed company. So the earlier you start, the better it is, and that's what we do. We help and prepare companies well in advance. I generally tell the promoters that you should start at least a year in advance.
Okay.
If you are planning to go for IPO, where we handhold the company, we take care of all the challenges which can come through, like your compliances, your accounting, your taxation, your any structuring is to be done, your comparison with the listed players of your industry, how your industry is performing, how your company's growth trajectory is going to be, how your financials are going to look like, how has been your financials in the last 3 years. So all that requires a lot of planning. And if you prepare well, and if you prepare timely, that adds a lot of value when you go to the market.
That is very insightful. But now I want to know, what is the biggest myth or wrong idea founders have when we think about going public? जब वो पहली बार सोचते हैं कि हमें अपनी कंपनी पब्लिक करनी है.
नहीं, बिल्कुल सही बात है. There are a lot of myths around that. Like promoters think कि यार मैं IPO करूँगा तो मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा I will lose the control of my company, or I have to answer to everything which I am doing. So this is a myth in the minds of the promoters, which you need to educate them that it's just a myth. There is nothing of that sort. Your company is going to run. If you are running your company in a legitimate and in a legal manner, there will be no problem. Similarly, when I meet promoters have a myth that we are very small. अभी तो हम बहुत हमारी turnover बहुत कम है. We are just doing 20 करोड़ 50 करोड़. उनको लगता है IPO तो तब होगा जब 1000 करोड़ की कंपनी हो जाएगी. ऐसा नहीं है. Again, it's a very big myth among the promoters, which obviously to certain extent after doing 2000 webinars and seminars, and a lot of people are now talking about that, giving lectures, giving seminars and webinars in the last 10 years. So it's been there for last 10 years, SME IPOs, startup IPOs. So a lot of knowledge has already gone into the ecosystem, but still there is a long way to go, because there are 5+ crore small and medium enterprises in India, and only 1200 companies have done IPO so far. So you can see the opportunity.
Really big.
So there are a lot of myths in the minds of the promoters, which has to be converted by giving them knowledge. And उनको लगता है कि इसमें हम फंस जाएंगे, हमारे को compliances बहुत करने पड़ेंगे, इसमें बहुत सारी कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व है. सबसे बड़ी बात कि इसके अंदर जो भी आप फंड रेज करते हो उसमें कोई कॉस्ट नहीं है. अगर आप 50 करोड़ रुपए बैंक से रेज करते हो तो आपको इंटरेस्ट देना पड़ेगा हर साल. कितना? कम से कम 10%.
राइट.
इसमें आपको कोई ऐसा कमिटमेंट नहीं है. सो देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ मिथ्स, एंड दैट कैन बी रिजॉल्व्ड बाय रीडिंग दिस बुक.
Once they start preparing, some reality hit them. So are there any hidden surprises which most of the people are not aware of?
No, I think there is nothing hidden about that, because IPOs are all about transparency. In fact, it is all about more disclosures. The more you disclose, the better it is. And there is nothing hidden. It's a very everything is mentioned. Everything is done in a very legal way. There are no surprises as such. As I said earlier, that planning is the key. Pre-preparation is the key. And so long as you are following all the rules, all the laws, I don't think there is any hidden surprises. But हाँ, अगर आप well prepared नहीं हैं and you suddenly get an idea of doing an IPO and you just want to do that, you think that it can be done overnight or it should be done very quickly, then you will have maybe some reality checks. But yeah, if you are preparing well, you are giving yourself time to build your company, build your people, build your numbers, and going in a very transparent manner. It's a very, very legitimate and a very logical and very legal process.
If the stock market is little volatile, what should company prepare before launching an IPO?
Right. No, good question in today's scenario, because there are a lot of external factors which are playing the roles, and the external factors obviously affect the stock market both in positive as well as negative way, and that will always be there, So I would, lot of promoters ask me कि IPO launch करने का best time क्या है. So I would say in a lighter manner कि अगर इससे पूछा जाए कि किसी से पूछा जाए if you are 25-year-old कि शादी करने का बेस्ट टाइम क्या है, शादी करने का बेस्ट टाइम 28 भी हो सकता है, 30 भी हो सकता है, किसी के लिए 25 हो सकता है, किसी के लिए 22 भी हो सकता है. तो again, it's when you are actually raising the funds, where the funds are going to be utilized, the money which you are raising from public, what you are going to do with that money is the biggest question you have to answer. How you have to utilize the funds for the growth of the company. So lot of promoters ask me कि यार अभी market ऊपर है, अभी market नीचे है. See, market, that is the nature of the market. But if you have certain reasons of going for IPO, like you want to raise funds for the growth of your company, you want to take the company to the public for value creation, you have been in the business for a good number of years, and you think that it is the right time that you should dilute the equity and invite public to be the shareholders in your company, and you satisfy all the eligibility requirements, and if you are preparing well, again you can go ahead in this journey very smoothly, irrespective of how the market nature is, which is always volatile. Market will always have ups and downs. So I would say, have focus in your company's vision, right? Even today, if you see, markets have been volatile. In 2025, we have seen so many ups and downs in globally, as well as nationally, as well as internationally. But you see, IPOs are not stopping.
Right.
Even as we speak today, right now, 20 plus IPOs are open today. India has broken all the records in terms of number of IPOs worldwide. Last year in 2024, again that was a volatile year. There have been wars, there have been a lot of global events, national as well as international, events. In 2024, there have been 325 plus IPOs, which raised around 2 lakh plus crore. And as we speak, just after 9 months are over of 2025, and about 300 plus IPOs have happened in just 9 months. And just 5 years ago, there used to be only 10, 20, 25 IPOs in 1 year. Right now, 25 IPOs are happening in 1 month. And it's happened in just 5 years. From the time I started giving seminars.
So what advice would you give to a very new startup company which just started earning but want to launch a IPO soon?
Yeah, if they have plans of going public in maybe next 3-4 years, they should start working in the direction from day one, in that direction. You should create a vision कि मुझे 3 साल में, 4 साल में, 5 साल में पब्लिक लिस्टेड कंपनी बनना है. अगर आपने स्टार्टअप हो, आप अभी स्टार्ट किया है आपने, so first of all you should work on building your numbers, building the eligibility criteria. You should know the eligibility criteria of listing on the stock exchange, which is at least 3 years of track record. 3 full financial years of track record is required. You should be a profitable company for at least 2 financial years out of these 3 years. You should have a good net worth, right? At least 1 crore and above. So all these basic eligibility requirements you should study, and you should take care of that. Plus you should from day one work on the quality of your accounting, your structuring, so the way you are developing your products. As you see, in India there are so many startups which got listed, which became unicorn companies also. Unicorn is a company having $1 billion valuation and above. And you have seen in the last few years, India has produced so many big unicorns, and they are now becoming public listed companies also, right? So I mean, the scope is there. The ecosystem is there. India has become the largest ecosystem for startups and investors across the world. Investments are coming in India. There are so many investors are operating in India. Fund houses are operating in India, mutual funds. So money is available. You need to become an investable company where investors are, coming in line to give you the money to invest in your company. So if you are able to build that positioning in the market, positioning is also, I would say, is very, very important. How you are perceived, how you are positioned in the market. So all those things play its role. Yeah.
So strategic planning is important for.
Correct.
Vision and money don't run at the same speed. So how founders should balance their big vision with financial discipline to get an IPO ready?
Right. I would say to get IPO ready, the promoters need to have a very focused vision that हाँ मुझे जाना है IPO में, और financial discipline तो must है आज की डेट में, चाहे even if you are a private limited company or a public limited or a public listed company, financial discipline has to be there. So I think both vision and financial discipline go hand in hand. They are like the wheels of the same vehicle, right? अगर एक wheel पंचर है तो आपकी गाड़ी नहीं चलेगी. You are not going. So financial discipline is definitely one of the biggest pillar. Vision is another pillar on which the building is going to stand. So your foundation, financial discipline is your foundation. If you are going to build a big building, build a big building, what you have to do? You have to have a good foundation first. So financial discipline gives you that foundation, and then vision gives you that building. फिर आप उसके ऊपर 4 फ्लोर बनाओ, 10 फ्लोर बनाओ, 20 फ्लोर बनाओ, doesn't matter. तो जितना फाउंडेशन स्ट्रांग होगा उतना ही आपका फ्लोर्स बना सकते हो आप. एंड दैट इज वेयर आवर रोल कम्स. वी हेल्प यू बिल्ड दैट फाउंडेशन फ्रॉम day one, from the scratch, so that when you go for such initiatives, your building is very strong. Yeah.
Okay.
कोई भी तूफान आए, वो आए, ये आए, कुछ हिला नहीं सकता फिर बिल्डिंग को.
So if a founder come to you and say, I want to go for IPO, but I don't have enough resources, what is the first step you would suggest to them?
I meet thousands of promoters, and obviously every promoter is not ready on day one, right? In terms of resources, in terms of numbers, in terms of people. So I would say resources will come. You have to move in that direction. आपको उस direction में आगे बढ़ना है. Resources will automatically come. You have to first build your business, start working in that direction, build your books, have certain numbers in the company, and once you are doing a good business, you are a good promoter. So these are the two primary foundations which are required. ये तो इतना तो हर एक businessman करेगा ही, right? In order to even run his business. So then I think resources will follow you. Investors will follow you if you are doing your business legitimately, you are creating value, you are innovative. So resources will never be a challenge. There are so many companies, there are hundreds and thousands of stories which I share. The companies which started from zero. They just started from zero, just from scratch. And today they are multi-million, multi-billion dollar public listed companies. There are not one but hundreds and thousands of examples. If you pick up the story of any public listed company in SME space or in the main board space, you will come to a conclusion that these companies were very small companies at one point of time. They started from zero, and today, obviously, when they assess the capital market has rewarded them. So resources are available, and once you are listed, you will be looked upon by thousands and millions of investors day in and day out. your products and services will be visible, your share price will be visible, so your name will be visible everywhere. You will get free publicity, so automatically resources will come.
So from your perspective, how do you see India in comparison to international stock market?
Yeah, I think Indian capital market is one of the most vibrant and the fastest growing capital market. In the last 5 years itself, the demat account holders in India have multiplied by at least 5 times. अगर मैं पिछले कुछ सालों की बात करूं, just about 5 to 10 years ago, इंडिया में जो डीमैट अकाउंट होल्डर्स थे, which people who invest in the stock market, they were only around 3, 4, 5 crore. That was the number. But right now, if you Google the current number of demat account holders, it's around 20 crore. It's reaching around 20 crore, and every month around 40 to 50 lakh people are enrolling in themselves in the demat account. They are opening their demat accounts to invest in the stock market. So that way you can see it is the largest and the fastest growing market, I can say that. Also, if you look at the IPOs, India has broken the record, world record in terms of IPOs, number of IPOs in 2024, having done more than 325 plus IPOs. The companies got listed in just one calendar year, which in itself is a world record, including SME IPOs. And if you look at 2025, which is also going to break the record of 2024 of India, and again it's going to be a world record. So that way, I see Indian market as a very vibrant market. Promoters should look into it. Even the small companies, the startups, mid-sized companies, or even large companies, and they are already looking at it. As you see, as we speak right now, there are 25 plus IPOs going on simultaneously, which has never happened anywhere in the capital market. So I feel that India is doing very well in terms of capital markets growth, and it is going to grow. I will just give you some numbers. अभी इंडिया में स्मॉल एंड मिड साइज कंपनीज कितनी है? 5 करोड़ हैं कम से कम, ज़्यादा ही होंगे। और उसमें से अगर मैं सिर्फ 1 लाख कंपनीज को मैं सोच लेता हूँ कि दे कैन बी IPO रेडी, आउट ऑफ 5 करोड़ आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग 1 लाख। और मैं उसमें भी अगर 10,000 कंपनीज भी लेता हूँ, अभी अगर 1200 कंपनीज लिस्टेड हैं SME में, so the market capitalization of these companies is around 3 lakh crore. And अगर मैं इसको 10x कर देता हूँ, which is going to happen in the next 5 years itself, the market cap of these companies is going to be 30 lakh crore. So just imagine if 20,000 companies will get listed, what will be the market cap of these companies? So जो हमारे ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी जी का विजन है 2047 में 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी, so we are going to achieve that vision. So there is a huge scope in the small and mid-size enterprises which needs to be channeled towards the right direction. और वही हम कर रहे हैं. India is leading in several ways, at this point of time, and these are obviously golden days as far as Indian economy is concerned.
IPOs are not just for companies, investors also play a key role. So any suggestion for the person who wanted to invest in the companies?
Investors have to look into several things before investing, like we see on TV, सोच कर समझ कर इन्वेस्ट कर, नॉट जस्ट भेड़ चाल में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो या जस्ट तुक्केबाजी से आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, और यू आर जस्ट प्लेइंग ए हिट एंड ट्रायल, देन ऑब्वियसली इट्स नॉट सजेस्टेड, इट्स नॉट अ गुड वे. सो investors have to look into a lot of things. Obviously you should be well conversant with reading financials. First of all, you should be able to value the company. You should see the net worth of the company, the price to book ratio, the price earning multiples. There are a lot of financial parameters you have to check in the company. Also, you should see the life of the company, how long the company has been to existence, the sectors of the companies. Although IPO is for all the sectors, there are more than 100 plus sectors, and in those sectors there will be sub-sectors, and there are thousands and thousands and hundreds of companies in each sector. So any company can do IPO provided they satisfy the eligibility requirements. And investors have to be, in order to invest in the companies, you have to look at financial parameters, you have to look at the industry, which are the sunrise industries, technology, how scalable the company is, how fast the company can grow. So all these things are the things which you should check. Yeah.
Rajan, this has been a powerful conversation. Thank you for sharing your insights and inspiring journey with us today. And definitely our listeners will also learn from your journey.
Thank you.
I have one last question, and that is, what is your personal success mantra that you follow and you also want to share with our entrepreneurs?
Right. See, I have never tried to, follow any particular formula or mantra. What I believe is that just go with the flow and apply your mind, and just keep doing good work. Always live up to your full potential. Try to read good books, and just make the best of your knowledge, your skills, and live the life as it comes. There are certain people who say make very watertight goals, do lot of manifestation, this, that. I have never done that. I just because you see, life is changing every day. Right? You make a goal, and by the time you reach that goal, and you come, you realize that this is not something which you wanted, or the ecosystem has changed.
Right.
So therefore, I always say, and my whatever good things I have done is that try to do your good work, give your best, and don't take stress, and just go with the flow. Live up to your full potential.
We wish you continued success on guiding many more companies to dream big and achieve bigger goals.
Thank you very much. It's been a very, very enjoyable conversation in this beautiful farmhouse, and in the birds chirping. So thank you very much, and it's been a very nice conversation. Thank you, Meenal.
One last thing, what is your dream and how are you nurturing it today?
Okay, yeah. So obviously the dream is to continuously add value to the people around me, to my profile, and be a person where I can add a lot of value to the industry, to the clients, and always remain fit, always remain healthy and happy. That's how I see myself. Yeah.
We really wish your all dreams come true.
Thank you.
Okay, so now as a small token of gratitude, I would like to give you my handmade art piece.
Wow, nice. You are a great artist.
It is just my way of saying thank you for giving your time and adding value to our podcast.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate. Thank you, Meenal. Very nice art. Thanks.
And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Stay inspired. Keep chasing your dream. We will meet again in next episode.